Welcome. Today we shall be looking at Down syndrome or trisomy 21. A Down syndrome or trisomy 21 is a genetic condition that is associated with partial or complete copy of the 21st chromosome. This condition was named after British Dr. John Langdon Down, who first described it. It has a prevalence of 1 in about 700 live births and is the most common chromosome abnormality. When looking at the basic genetics, our DNA material is like a humongous blueprint of information on how human beings are made. Usually, this massive document is packed up with nicely stored bins known as chromosomes. Actually, as normal human beings, we have 46 chromosomes. Each of the chromosomes is part of a pair of chromosomes since you only get one from each parent, therefore you have 23 pairs. If a parent contributes one too many of this chromosome, then we have a development of Down syndrome. So someone with Down syndrome has 47 chromosomes instead of the normal 46 chromosomes. And specifically, they have an extra copy of chromosome 21, so instead of having 2 copies, they have 3 copies of chromosome 21, therefore we call it trisomy 21 or Down syndrome. So during meiosis, there is a production of sex cells and these chromosomes replicate after that, and they are sort of shaped like an X which has been hooked together in the middle by what is known as a centromere. Then this cell splits into 2 cells and pulls apart the paired chromosomes. So in each of these cells you have only 23 chromosomes. Now the 2 copies of the chromosome get pulled apart and the cells split again, which means we have 4 cells. Each of the 4 cells still has 23 chromosomes. Now once these cells are ready to pair up with the sperm cell from the father, which has as well 23 chromosomes, then we bring up a normal child with 46 chromosomes. There are 3 cytogenic types of Down syndrome, which are the free trisomy 21, Robertsonian translocation, and mosaicism. A free trisomy 21 occurs as a process that is called non-disjunction, and this process accounts for about 95% of the cases of Down syndrome. One risk factor for the development of Down syndrome is actually an advanced maternal age of more than 35 years. A non-disjunction means that chromosomes do not split apart. If the chromosomes in this first step don't split apart, then one cell ends up with both chromosomes and another cell gets none. Then the final result is we have 2 cells with extra chromosome and 2 cells with a missing chromosome. Non-disjunction can also happen in the second step though, where the first step goes great and both cells have a chromosome, but if they do not split apart in the second step, then the final step is 1 cell with an extra chromosome, 1 cell missing a chromosome, and 2 cells with right number of chromosome. Now, if a sperm cell combines with any of these that have a duplicate of chromosome 21, then the combined cell will have an extra copy of chromosome 21, and in other words, we will be having a trisomy 21. The sperm could as well combine with these cells which have a missing chromosome, and if that is the case, there would be a total of only 1 chromosome 21, which we can call it a monosomy 21. Apart from non-disjunction, Robertsonian translocation accounts for about 4% of the trisomy 21 cases. This translocation is a fancy way of saying there's a movement from one place to another. So a part of one chromosome moves and switches places with a part from another chromosome. In this case, a long arm of chromosome 21 translocates over to a chromosome 14 and you end up having 2 hybrids, one with both long arms and one with both short arms. The ones with short arms just carries a little bit of non-essential genetic information and typically is lost by the end of meiosis process. Finally, about 1% of the patients with Down syndrome are mosaic, meaning their cells are mixed. Some cells have 46 chromosomes and some have 47 chromosomes. However, how does this one happen? Let's think of what happens after conception. So you have got this one cell that is called a zygote that needs to develop into a human. Since we are not single-celled organisms, it has to divide over and over again, essentially producing every kind of cell in the body. This process is called mitosis. Non-disjunction of chromosome 21 can also happen during mitosis, in which case you end up with one cell that has an extra chromosome 21 and one without chromosome 21. So one with 47 chromosome and one with 45 chromosomes. The cell with 45 chromosomes will not be able to survive, but the one that has 47 chromosomes can survive and continue to replicate and produce many more cells with 47 chromosomes. If this happens early in development, then you can imagine the number of cells that will be produced having 47 chromosomes. However, if it appears later in development, less cells will have 47 chromosomes. Mosaics can also happen when a zygote starts with trisomy 21 or 47 total chromosomes. There are several physical characteristics present in patients with Down syndrome. For example, a single transverse palmar crease in the hands, a gap between the first two toes known as a sandal gap, a flat facial profile, round face, small chin, mouth and ears, epicanthal folds, as well as a short neck. These children will also be having an upward slanting palpebral fissures, brush feed spots, and low-set ears. Down syndrome, being the most common chromosomal disorders, has an effect on almost every organ system in the body. As far as the heart goes, individuals with Down syndrome may have congenital heart defects, for example ventricular and atrioceptor defects. They might develop as well blood conditions, commonly acute lymphoblastic and acute myeloid leukemias. They will as well present with gastrointestinal disorders such as duodenal or Hirschsprung's disease, which is a condition characterized by absence of specific nerve cells in the intestines. Finally, having an extra chromosome 21 increases the risk of having neurological problems, for example intellectual disabilities, Alzheimer's disease, and reproductive problems, for example infertility. Some children will be having endocrine disorders such as hypothyroidism and increased infection risk. During pregnancy, some screening tests can be done and certain markers suggest a higher risk that a baby might have Down syndrome. For example, alpha-fetoprotein and unconjugated estriol are on averagely lower when compared to unaffected pregnancies, and a human chorionic gonadotrophin and inhibin A hormones are typically elevated compared to unaffected pregnancy. An imaging test with an ultrasound is performed where you look for nuchrotranslucency between 11th to 14th weeks of pregnancy. And a confirmatory test is a CVS with amniocentesis. Even though there is a long list of complications and hardships in people with Down syndrome, improved medical care has led to much greater longevity and quality of life. Many individuals with Down syndrome are able to thrive and lead full lives. Therefore, it is encouraged that a multidisciplinary approach is used and an early intervention improves the outcomes. Some of the nursing considerations are a monitoring of growth and development, screening for hypothyroidism and cardiac issues, supporting feeding and gastrointestinal health, educating the parents, and encouraging social interaction.